is all the way out. That was easier said than done. Alright, now I'm going to take off the shift lever, so it's 8 mil down here. Wow, there's a lot of dirt in there. Some bikes you have to take this all the way out because the screw hooks into a groove in the actual shifter. I think this is one of those bikes. Alright, so I just had to use the screwdriver as a wedge, pounding it in like right here, and then twisting it like this. Like that. Alright, I'm going to clean up the shift lever real quick. Let me take the bolt out, and I'll get this thing looking cleaner on the bench grinder. To remove the flywheel cover, it's just these 7 bolts. Like that, and now it's loose, so I get them the rest of the way out. So it looks like all these screws, it's either short, all threads, and then long, not all threads. And it should just come out. It might be held in a little bit by this chain guide right here, so let me take that off and see if that's the problem. Let's see if that did the trick. Yep. That should help it. Okay, so we do have dowel pins that are also keeping this thing in here. But looks like I did it without tearing the gasket. I don't know what's going on right here. Oh yeah, that's where the wires are. There's the flywheel. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of throw this back on here so I don't get dirt in there. Nice and easy. I'll do the same for the clutch. I'm going to do the clutch. I'll show you guys that, and the valve cover. I'm going to take that off, paint it blue. Clutch cover and flywheel cover are going to be black. So to repaint the valve cover, I'm going to need to take it off. So there's 2 5mm bolts up here. These should be loose. I've been in here a bit. It's a lot easier to take this off with the engine out of the bike. Now, with a little bit of help, the lid should just come right off. So there's the timing chain and both of the cams. Alright, so now I'm going to take off the bolts on the clutch cover. So you can see if, because I'm going to spray paint this clutch cover. Oh my god. So I need to see if the gasket tears. I'm going to take these out in order. There's half of it. Alright, gasket is still in good shape. And I'll put these screws back in their place. Okay, something's going on with this front sprocket that I need to address. As you can see, if I pull up and down on it, it has a bit of movement. It's also, it can basically move on the shaft, so I need to figure out what that is. Alright, so it is a 24 millimeter. So first, what I need to do is pound this washer Right, there's a hell of a lot of rust in there. Alright, let me get a new, I have a new one that I'm going to test so I can see who's the culprit. So I'm going to clean up these covers, like this clutch cover for painting on a bench grinder, so we'll see how it comes out. It's got some pretty heavy duty scratches, so I'll try to get those out. Here's the frame. Got her all painted up, looking good. You can kind of see here, I think it's just the old paint was faded. This is the old paint under the where the VIN number is, so you can kind of see, and it just looks different without all the rust on it. So we'll see how it looks once it's back on the bike. It should be looking fresh. But I also did the valve cover in that same blue, and the clutch cover and flywheel cover in black, and then the flywheel plugs and the timing plugs, I did those in blue, so I think it should have some pretty nice contrast. So there you go. So again, let's get it on the bike and see how it looks on this engine. I also did clean up the cases a little bit and the shift lever, which I showed you guys. Alright, so I got this gasket kind of cleaned up in the surface that it's going to seal on. Alright, I got the gasket into the valve cover, so it should line up with things around here better if I can do it with one hand. Yep. Now, clean up these little seals that go into that valve cover. Okay, so they just go in up there like that. Now these two bolts that hold that valve cover down go on. So these bolts up here are only 7.2 foot-pounds. So next, I'm going to put on the flywheel cover and the clutch cover, which are just fresh out of painting also. Alright, let's get this flywheel cover on. So I put some RTV right there on those wire bundle. It's on. You're gonna need to cinch it down with these bolts. So I'm gonna get them in. I'm gonna use the impact to get them most of the way there, then finish it by hand. Just gonna save some time. And get this one done. Then grease up these dowel pins a little bit. Trying to go in a crisscross pattern if I can. Alright guys, so on the bench grinder I cleaned up a part, the intersection of this titanium header with the rough wheel. This stuff is really hard to get kind of shined up. You can see right there where it was like that. So I tried to shine it up a little bit and it helps. I'm going to be heat treating it with some MAP gas so it kind of brings out some color, like right here towards at the power bomb part. So let's see how it works. I like that pretty good right there. So it just kind of gives it some more character. There was some smoke coming out in the back. The header is just so hot. So I'll do that a couple times, give it some heat and cool cycles. You can see colors there, it's kind of gold and blue. It's really hard to see right now with the light here. But I'm sure you guys could also see how fast that stuff got up to red hot. It didn't take that long with this MAP gas, so I'm gonna keep working on it, see how it comes out. Alright, so I got an experiment to do. So I got the MAP gas, and I have a little heat gun here so you can see how hot things are. So currently the pipe is 55 degrees Fahrenheit, so let's see how hot it can get, how fast with this MAP gas. Alright, 400. It's about 400 in like 2 seconds. Pretty insane. That's 500. So that really gives you a perspective. This stuff can get titanium up to 400 degrees in like 2 seconds. Alright guys, it's cooled down now. And I'm absolutely stoked with how that came out. It's gonna look awesome on the bike. Let me show you here. So right here, this power bomb, it's kind of been, the colors have been like that since I got it. It's just, you know, every time you ride it gets it here, but up here it's just so hot that it just goes away. So it's gonna look good. The GoPro doesn't really capture it. It'll probably look better also in like real light, but you can see that there's some color there. You know, this is kind of what it all used to look like. So I'm gonna throw it on the bike. Well, no, throw it on the engine and see how it looks. Tomorrow I should be getting this stuff started, going back together. Obviously you guys probably won't see it for a while, but I don't even know when this video could be coming out. It could be coming out like in March. But I'm filming this right now, and it is February 1st, so we'll see. Let's get this thing bolted up. couldn't be happier with how this is coming out. Can't wait to see all this stuff on the bike itself. Alright. That's gonna look amazing on the bike. So I just gotta get the clutch cover on. That's my goal for tomorrow. And then also my goal for tomorrow, get this thing in the bike. I wanna get this build complete here pretty soon because all the snow's gonna be melting, and I wanna take it for a rip. Alright, I'm gonna take off the Kickstarter, bolts. There it is. Alright, this screw is loose. Was loose. Alright, so I had to tap the screwdriver in here to get it come off. Alright, I got everything cleaned up on the bench grinder, so I'm going to put a little bit of grease in this hole. And then grab the spring, put it into the hole with all that grease. And now the ball bearing. There's some grease on the outside. Make sure it spins. Now grease up this whole shaft. All angles. And now grease up the actual Kickstarter. Pack it full. Alright, so I got it packed full. Now we're just going to carefully put these two pieces back together. Make sure it's lined up. And you have to compress the ball bearing to get it in. Alright, so it's spinning nicer. I think I have it all the way in. So I'm going to put this screw in. Alright, it's going in. And just take it all the way so it's nice and tight. And thing's spinning good, and you're good to go. Now I'm gonna grease up the shaft and get it all clean. That looks good. Get in here also. And it should go right in and be smooth. Oh my god, that thing is smooth. And now main bolt. Put Loctite on this. Alright, let's give this bolt good helping of Loctite. That should be good. I'm just gonna get it in with this. Alright, we'll tighten it the rest of the way with a torque wrench, and we're good to go. Alright guys, before I get this beautiful clutch cover on, I'm gonna change the oil filter. So, just gotta remove these two 8mm bolts, and then I think a 4 or a 5 Allen down here, so. Alright. It is a 5. But before I get that off, I'm gonna stuff some more rags under this, because I know there's still oil in there. That's why I wanted to do this before I get the clutch cover off. Or on, because I didn't want to put oil on it. Alright, oil filter stayed in this time. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that thing's still pretty clean. Let's compare it to my new one. So I got a Yamaha OEM oil filter. And this one's just cleaner, as you can see. So didn't need to happen super bad, but since I'm changing the oil, do the filter also, it'll last longer. So now I'm gonna wipe out this whole area in here. Alright, looking good. So that should be good. Let me just clean out this area here, this side, put the new one on. That should be good. Alright guys, got the gasket on, dowel pins are greased up, and here is that clutch cover. Let me slide it on in. Alright, now let me get them all torqued down. They're all 7.2 foot-pounds. And then I'm gonna get some cinematic shots of this thing. I think I'm ready. And then I'm gonna get it back in the bike.